Hello, welcome to Integrated Wellbeing YouTube channel and podcast for people in grief and the professionals who serve them. We provide education, inspiration, and practical tools by interviewing those bereaved by loss, mental health professionals, and grief specialists. Integrated Wellbeing Institute seeks to awaken the griever to their inner peace through the guidance of the body. And I am just so delighted this morning to introduce you to Dr. Louise Swartswalter, who has 30 years of experience helping people achieve optimal brain power and success in life and business. So, hello, Louise, welcome.
Oh, I'm so excited to be with you, Georgena. This is awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm so excited to be with you. And I want just to tell the audience a couple more things about you. Her complete bio will be posted below in the show notes. But it's important for you to know the multifaceted woman that you're going to be listening to. Dr. Louise Swartswalter is a speaker, transformational coach, naturopath, and frequency medicine doctor, mentor and podcast host, serving women and men around the world. And she is the creator of the Brain Soul Success Academy and the B.R.A.I.N system. And so we met at a podcast event.
We did.
And so when she introduced herself as one of the people that would be interviewing, it was like, oh, I took notes and wrote everything down. Because Louise, I think I shared with you, I was a speech language pathologist in my former life. My first career was doing that.
Yes.
And so as a result, it was like, oh, I want to get to know this woman more. And wouldn't you know, we were able to connect.
Yes.
So it was marvelous. So Louise, would you share with our audience, please, what your loss was prior to beginning what you are doing now?
Yeah, absolutely. I lost my health. So after my second child was born, I had a lot of chronic fatigue, really sick. I would end up going to bed at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And medical doctors didn't help me. In fact, they gave me a lot of diagnosis. So I was everything from fibromyalgia to MS to chronic fatigue. And yet those were just labels. So there was really no help for me. I ended up in the world of natural medicine, totally foreign to that at the time. In fact, my dream was just to be a mom and a teacher, and I was a special ed teacher, so that's our connection. I worked very closely with speech and language therapists in my first career. And I mean, it was just a shock because I just thought, this is going to be my life. I'm so excited. I wanted to be a great mom. I was tutoring, and I literally crashed. I ended up on oxygen. I was 89 pounds. I was super, super sick. It took me 16 years to heal. And I ended up in this whole world of natural health. And I was doing everything from, chiropractic to acupuncture to, I would have done anything at the time. I learned so much that I finally said to myself, I should just get the paper on the wall. That's how I ended up in naturopathic school. It's like, I know this stuff already. Why don't I get the credentials? So that's how that started. But I do remember how hard it was to navigate that time, especially when I wanted to just have energy for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It was quite a journey. When I think back, though, I'm so completely grateful for it, Georgena, because I wouldn't have created the BRAIN system. I wouldn't have helped 50,000 people. I wouldn't have started Albuquerque Natural Health Center. I wouldn't have moved to New Mexico. I would still be in the suburbs of Illinois.
Oh, interesting.
So all of those things happen. So sometimes I feel like those kind of losses are transitional times for all of us and bring us to sort of more of our soul truth path, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
So quite a journey for you.
Yes.
And so what does the brain system mean? And how long into your career before it evolved? Because I know things are always evolving for us.
Yes, it's, I love the journey. I really do. Hey, I used to have a t-shirt that said, "Life's a journey, not a destination." Isn't that a good
It's
one?
the truth. Absolutely the truth. And when we can relax into that awareness, then
Yes.
it's like, I haven't failed. I haven't failed to arrive. I'm on the journey.
Exactly. Exactly. So I had to learn to be in present time
Ah,
and to tell myself tomorrow's going to be a better day.
okay.
So it was my learning of the mindset work that I didn't even know I was doing, you know?
Okay.
But what ended up happening was I was, like I said, a mom in Illinois. I ended up moving my family to Taos, New Mexico. I was still very sick when I was in the car. So we came out to first Cuesta, a little teeny tiny town in the mountains, and then Taos, and then now I'm in Albuquerque. But I was still trying to heal. And my healing journey brought me to, all the physical body things we normally do. So here's how the brain system came to be. The body piece, B means body. So that's taking care of your health, eating right, getting good sleep, exercise, all those lifestyle things we're taught. Well, that's where we start when we're sick. So that's what I did. And yet I still wasn't myself. I still could feel I'm not really 100% me. So that's what led me on this journey to discover more. When I became a naturopath, I was also introduced to biofeedback.
Oh.
So when I moved to Albuquerque, I became a dyslexic therapist. So I was working with kids privately. So I taught them to read, write, and spell, and I've always been interested in the brain. Like I would sit across the table from them and I'd be like, why can't they think today when they were like, could think the day before? Like what's going on in that little brain? And I actually realized that they probably had sensitivities and allergies just like me. So I actually started putting them on my biofeedback devices and asking the parents if I could give them supplements and tinctures. I was studying and learning naturopathy. They were my sort of test pilot, if you will. and it was really cool because they would change so much. Even David would come to me and like manipulate me. And you were a speech and language therapist, probably in the schools for a while. He would say, "I have a headache today. I can't read. You have to put me on biofeedback." And so I would be like, no, we're going to do both today. So that's actually how my business got started. So I ended up just really working in my home to start. And then pretty soon, David says, "Can you work on my mom? She's all stressed out." So then I work on mom, then grandma, it just kind of grew. Well, then I started Albuquerque Natural Health Center. And that was where I learned how to put even this brain system together. So the first part I started with my clients was body piece, the health piece. Then I realized that, they're not like all the way better. And I wanted them to really succeed even more in their lives. I could feel it. So then I did releasing, and I started learning all these techniques for releasing grief, letting the grief process happen, but releasing like charges on things like deep shock kind of emotions.
Yes.
Right? So then I was doing the releasing part. So R is releasing the mental chatter and emotional baggage. There's about 10 or 12 tools like that in a toolbox that I teach people. And then A is aligned with spirit. I always found that part of, healing anything, healing your life, healing your business, is there is a God, spirit, the divine, whatever you believe, component.
Yes.
Right? And then I is integrating your brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. So I also found that it was hard for people to really heal all the way if they didn't have a purpose. So it's helping them find that purpose and to feel purposeful. And sometimes purpose is just to be absolutely the best person you can be.
Yes.
It's not you have to be a football player or a fireman or whatever, or singer or something. And then N is new program, and I think this is missed a lot. New program is how to rewire and put in like a new program of how you want to show up now in the world and what you want to be doing.
Yes.
And that piece, I think, is missed a lot in a lot of sort of healing modalities, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
We can release things and change things, but we're not really putting in almost like a new program in your computer. Your brain is like a biocomputer.
It is.
And we have to rewire it with the new program, just like you put a new virus program in your computer.
Yes.
So I found when we did all those steps, the B.R.A.I.N is when people could really change, release, become who they are. I call it being 100% your soul truth.
Neat. That's really, really wonderful because it's got all of those components in it.
Yes.
And so oftentimes in grief, people become angry at God or whatever word they use. And then that alignment is gone and they move into separation. And that, in many regards, can slow down the healing process or derail it altogether.
Yes, absolutely. And I found that for anything. I worked with people with grief too, who've lost, husbands and, sisters and brothers and, and cats, dogs,
Yes, those four-leggeds are beloved.
Absolutely, yeah. And really it is the journey of getting back to being 100% your soul truth and doing all of those steps. Because the first step, even the body, self-care goes out the window.
Yes, very
right.
often.
It's hard when we're grieving to really cook for yourself, take care of yourself, like exercise, right?
It certainly is.
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering if you can demonstrate the brain-soul balancing.
Yes, absolutely. This would be really fun. Could you be our surrogate or like
I will
the audience?
definitely be.
The audience here? So
yes.
Here's what we're going to do. I like to start with writing a goal or an intention.
Okay.
And then I'm a little bit like a medical intuitive. Okay.
Good.
I use intuition and I go into the field and I find out what's blocking you from having that.
Okay.
And we clear it at the brain soul level.
Wonderful.
Okay. So if I asked you, Georgena, what do you want to have change or be different? I'm going to write it down here.
My intention is to be pain-free. I fell the first part of May and have been in significant pain since. It's been a real call for care.
Oh, okay. And what hurts? Where did you what happened?
My back. I landed on the back right side. So it would be wonderful. Now, today I woke up, Louise, for the first time, feeling like the pain was down to a 2, just a teeny, tiny bit. So it's like, oh, this is wonderful. So if we can clear what's left, that would be amazing.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I am pain-free.
Yes.
And let's specify the back. It's the back. You have pain anywhere else, or is it just the back?
Sure. Well, it wraps around.
Okay.
It wraps around. So the right side of my body feels as well as all of me. Something like that. So we take out the word pain and then we actually do this work.
Okay, so the right side of my body feels
vibrant, alive, peaceful.
Okay.
Whatever word comes to you, because as an intuitive, I know you've got words.
The right side of my body feels vibrant, alive, peaceful. So if the right side of your body was vibrant, alive, and peaceful, what would you be doing then you're not doing now?
I would be going back to walking 3 miles a day. I would be exercising and enjoying it instead of struggling through it.
Okay, awesome. So you'd be walking 3 miles a day, you'd be exercising and enjoying it. And the right side of your body feels vibrant, alive, and peaceful.
Yes.
What would you tell yourself then you're not telling yourself now?
I'm perfectly, that's interesting. Oh, it is. Every cell in my body is happy, perfectly balanced, and divine. I have a little song I sing. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is fine. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is divine. And I learned that from a wonderful minister. And so it's just, and I will sing it in the morning, and it makes a difference.
Yes, it raises your vibration. That's really beautiful.
It certainly does.
Oh my gosh, thanks for sharing that. I love that.
You're welcome.
I tell myself every cell in my body is happy and divine.
Yes.
So if you're telling yourself that every cell in your body is happy and divine, and you're exercise, you're enjoying it, you're walking 3 miles a day, and the right side of your body feels vibrant, alive, and peaceful, how would all of that also make you feel?
Oh, I would feel so loving, grateful, and focused outside of myself. Because what this has done is it's brought me in to focus on this pain. And I know we need the outward awareness and we need the inward awareness. But that's what it would do.
Oh, that's beautiful. I wonder if I should put that in there too. So I feel loving, grateful, and focused on the outside of myself. Can we say something in here that you're balancing the inward and the outward?
Yes.
I don't know how to say that yet.
Yeah. Balancing inward and outward. May we use the word awareness?
Yes, beautiful. Inward and outward awareness. Yes. Excellent. Is that bottom line? You know, all this means something really important to Georgena. To be able to tell yourself every cell is happy and divine, to have that pain gone, to feel vibrant, walk again. All of this means something, and to have that balance inward and outward. What does it mean for you to have all that?
It means I can show up on purpose. And my purpose, I believe, is love. And I have found the challenge of being loving, energized, wanting to see people. All of those things have been diminished during this time. And I've been compassionate with myself simply because I realize, okay, you're in a place you've never been before. This is a call for care, a drastic call for care. And as a result, you do need to just pull in and listen. But I focused, so much on the pain.
Yes, it's hard not to.
It really is.
It's hard not to. And this is a good example for everyone listening, if they're also listening with the intent of learning something about grief, because grief is emotional pain.
It is.
That can end up in physical pain.
Yes. Right? Louise, after my son died of suicide, I was bone tired. My bones ached for 2 years. That was a manifestation, physical manifestation of my grief.
Yes, absolutely. So it shows up in the body. That's why that's why in the brain system I have to do, and we're all really doing just the releasing part in the new program. But if I was doing like a session with you, we would, and we're doing the body too, because we're doing the right side, but I would do more. We would look at all those pieces, like you said, you were bone tired. Like, what would you need to do to change that?
Right.
Release those emotions, but also maybe feed you well, the right nutrition or supplements or things too. Absolutely. So what I do is I put you being, having the right side of your body feeling vibrant, alive and peaceful, loving, grateful, being able to exercise, being able to tell yourself every cell right in my body is happy and divine.
Yes.
And that balance inward and outward, and also to show up like you want on your purpose and love. And I put all of that in a very scratch copy in a little box.
Oh, I see that.
So I'm just showing a paper. It's in a box. I just kind of summarized all those goals and intentions, and I put them in the center of the paper in a box. And then I ask, who or what is pulling you away from that? So there's at least 3 strings. So the first one is a situation And I think we have to clear the situation of when you fell.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me more about that. What happened when you fell on your back?
Well, it was Georgena being the old Georgena. I was staying, a friend and I had gone to the coast to walk the labyrinth on International Labyrinth Day. And she said, would you like to stay overnight? Well, I hadn't planned on it, but I thought, sure, it's an adventure. Let's do that. So she said, I have a friend that lives close to the beach and we can stay there. So when it was time to choose where we were going to sleep, I decided to sleep upstairs in the farthest bedroom away. Well, of course, I had to get up in the middle of the night that night and go to the bathroom. So I had to walk by the hostess's bed and down these very treacherous steps, which I'd walk several times during the daylight in the evening. I was being the old Georgena who did not want to wake anybody up, so I was moving too fast. And by trying to take care of these people so I wouldn't wake them up and quickly get down the steps, of course I fell. And if that didn't wake everybody up, I don't know what did, Louise.
Okay.
But it was that old belief of mine that you've got to take care of other people. It was the pleaser that became really activated.
Okay, so it's the power of the spoken word, like the truth will set you free. So this is called a soul tie box. And so the words that I'm getting, actually I have cheat sheets of words.
Oh, perfect.
So
good.
The words that I'm getting, you said, the pleaser, I get suffering, pain, mindset, guilt.
Yes.
You were carrying, you didn't want to wake anybody up.
That's right. I did not.
And so I circle that word guilt because I have to come back to that. I got to find something out about that.
Okay.
Emotional withholding, burdened, unprotected, constricted.
So for those of you listening, what I'm observing is Louise has her sheet that is a developed process, and she's finding the words that I've given her on the sheet so that she can then delve deeper into that aspect. Did I get it?
Yeah. So it's the power of the spoken word. And so I named
words,
like the negative words that are coming up in the energetic field.
Yes.
So these don't even have to be yours. They could be the people in the house. They could be an old situation where you felt guilt.
Sure. Well, my mother taught me to be a very polite house guest, and that's what I was trying to do. So this went back decades.
Okay.
And my mother was taught that. So in this moment, I don't want the audience to hear me saying, my mother taught me something bad. This is one of those, family trance kind of things where we're doing what we've been taught over generations. Yes. That's all.
Yes, absolutely. And then I like to clear the generational patterns that are keeping us stuck. So that might be the next string. I also get, helpless, lack of control. I mean, you fell, right? So you feel lack of control and shock. And so is there shock still on the right side of the back? Yes. Is it in a particular muscle group? Yes. Do I need to name it? No. Let's do this though. Let's clear shock in the back. So we're going to clear all this, but I'm just going to have you take your hand and we're going to start at where your forehead meets your hair. All right. And we're going to go down the corpus callosum till you can't touch anymore. So like the bump on the neck.
Yes.
So we're making like a line down the middle of your head and we're saying, I release the shock in my back.
I release the shock in my back.
I release the shock and the pain in my back.
I release the shock and pain in my back.
I'm going to do it 10 times. I release the shock and the pain in my back. I release the shock and the pain in my back. I release the shock and the pain in my back. I release the shock and the pain in my back. and I release the shock and the pain
and
in my back.
in my back.
Good job, Georgena. Excellent.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then all those words, the guilt, the mindset, the pleaser, right? The insecurity,
Yes.
the unprotected, the forlorn. That's all a thief on you being pain-free, being able to exercise, right? And be happy,
Yes.
have your cells be happy. And so then I say, was it a liar, thief, or fraud, or did it kill, steal, or destroy something? Now, those sound like really strong words.
They do.
They came from John 10:10 in the Bible, and they clear the soul brain level of things.
Okay.
Okay.
So say the words again, please.
It's liar, thief, fraud.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Okay. All right.
And I'm getting thief. So
Me
all
too.
that energy was
Me too.
Good.
That's
awesome.
Yes. And that's the way this whole from May 4th until yesterday, well, and even today still there's the pains. It was a 2 when I woke up. It's a thief. I haven't been able to walk, you know.
Yes. And so then what we do is we say, well, it stole your freedom, it stole your flexibility, it stole your fulfillment, your trust, your guidance, your protection, your safety, your peace, your ease of flow.
It did.
Your confidence and your wellness.
Yes, absolutely. My wellness.
Yes. And so then we say, okay, I'm going to do a little clearing statement. So we're just going to say, I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about the situation when you fell, and anything that's still hanging out there. We release it now, let it go, allow you to be free, right? To be pain-free, to be able to walk and exercise and have all your cells be happy and divine, and to feel loving and grateful and be that beautiful, loving self that you are, good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And that's just a clearing. You're welcome. I want to ask you a question though. You probably do you feel a little lighter?
Oh, I felt a shift as soon as you began.
Excellent.
Because the power of the word is something that I believe very much in.
Nice.
And yes. And as you came to the end, I'm familiar with that modality. So yes, I do. So what's the question you have for me now?
My question is, do you still see the picture in your mind of falling or trying to go so fast that you don't wake anybody else up?
I do. I do still see that.
Okay,
which is interesting.
We want to release the picture. Okay. Because that creates a little cellular memory bump in the brain. So the doctor that did the work on that is Dr. Hamer. He was a German doctor that discovered trauma can cause illness. And so he figured out, he took actually SPECT scans, or like brain scans of people, and found that there were certain themes for different kinds of cancers that they would all have a little cellular memory lesion, like a bump. Wow. In the same part of the brain, if it was the same kind of trauma. Okay. And we have to release that little cellular memory bump, that memory, the picture that you're holding. And the more we do that for people, there's usually layers here. Yes. The more it opens up their creativity and their full brain power. And you know what I really believe? I actually believe it's the spiritual cause of Alzheimer's. Ah, interesting. And my experience of Alzheimer's is it brings people into the present moment. That's the only moment it is. And that's the spiritual gift in Alzheimer's. There is a gift there. Absolutely, there is a gift there. Yeah, and then I see that when we peel the layers of these old traumas, and sometimes we don't even know what they are, that it opens up the brain power and cognitive abilities increase. You know, but we have to clear the trauma of this, and this is called EMDR. It's eye movement desensitization release. So I'm going to have you picture when you fell. All right. And that do you want me to have my eyes open or closed? Eyes open. So your eyes are open, your head is straight, and your peripheral vision, so your eyes are going to follow my fingers while you see that image in your mind. Okay. Of you falling down the stairs and the shock of that. So just kind of watch my fingers with your eyes, keeping your head straight. We're going to go from side to side. Then we're going to go up to the ceiling. So look up to the ceiling, down to the floor, to the right side of the floor and down, to the left, come back to center, then make a circle with your eyes like you're circling a clock, and the other way.
Wow.
Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And what I love about that is the speed and the effectiveness.
Yes. And what I find, so is it lighter, like a little fuzzy picture?
It is.
Good. That's what we want. That's what we want. So what I find is when you do that, like it's multi-sensory. So the reason I came up with the BRAIN system is because when I was teaching dyslexic kids how to read, write, and spell, we did a multi-sensory program. We did what you see, say, hear, write, and feel at the same time, and that changed their brain.
It does.
Well, I lost my brain power when I was sick. So I was like, you know what? We're not doing this in healing. We have to do a multi-sensory approach in healing or we're not going to get it all the way. And that's how I created all this together.
Oh, that's so neat.
You know?
So, yes.
And it's so much faster and it sticks. It's like, you know, yeah, I'm always looking for a faster way, Georgena.
Me too. That's why I am a somatic grief therapist. So because you can't think your way through grief. The body knows the way. And it's much faster. And I have clients that come in and they really want to talk. And I allow them to do that. I try and take them into their body. They don't make the progress at the rate that others do when they employ the body. So just like you're saying.
Yes, it's good.
That's the multifaceted approach.
Yes. And it's so good. I'm so grateful that we have all these tools today.
Me too.
I mean, it's such a great time to be on the planet.
It is.
Hey, I want to find out if there's something else in the way of your right side being better here and all of this. Is this a male, female, or a situation? It's another situation. Is it recent or old? It's an old situation. Is this old situation something with Georgena? Yes. Is this old situation when you were a kid? Yes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You were 4. So I have a feeling this is when you were 4. Is this 4 with mom or 4 with dad? I think it's 4 with mom. What was mom's first name?
Betty.
Betty. Awesome. So let's see. Anything coming to you at age 4?
Not really.
Okay.
I remember being, well, you know, it's interesting. At age 4, I became so much more serious than my 3-year-old self. And my mother was very serious and she was a perfectionist. Okay, so let's find out here. So is this mom stuff in Georgena's field or both of you? This is your mom stuff in your field. Okay.
Okay, so your mom stuff.
And pause for just a minute, please, Louise, and tell our audience what field means, because there are some people on here that have never heard that term. I go to it immediately, and so do you.
Okay, awesome. So your energetic field is like the energy field around your body, around you.
Yes.
And it's not just an aura, if you've heard the word aura. We're energy beings first. So we're actually 99% space and 1% matter. Okay, even your DNA is a photon light. It's light. Okay, and so we are energetic beings. And when we're little kids, especially, and all the time, but when we're little kids, we take on our parents' stuff in our own energy field. So if mom was a perfectionist, you could have taken on her perfectionism. And
I did.
And that's where guilt started. You were feeling guilty for something you didn't do. You were hard on yourself.
I was, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got it. You nailed it.
We have to clear that core issue for you to lighten up now and be less constricted. And see, the back pain is constriction.
It is indeed.
The shock got stuck there. That's why we had to clear that. So this is perfectionism. Let's find out the other words at that time with mom. And again, these are probably hers, but they're in your energy field, even if you've worked on this and there's just a tiny bit left, right?
Oh, yes, because my mother and I were best friends. And
Okay.
she died when I was 47. And it was such, to be able to have a relationship with your mother who says to you as she's dying, I couldn't have asked for a better daughter, is so profound.
Oh,
I
that's
know the
beautiful.
gift in that. And I know that there were many things that I took on that were hers.
Oh, this is good then. This is really good because there's a
Mm-hmm.
soul theft here. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's really good. The other word that I get is injustice and
Mm-hmm.
grief. This is when you were
Mm-hmm.
4.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And now
And
you're a great,
so at
no,
that
good.
time, when I was 4, my mother was, she got pregnant with my brother, who was born then in March the following year. So I was 5. But what
Okay.
happened was she got polio. And so she was pregnant with my brother Mark, and he was in utero when she had polio. And oh, she always felt so guilty for getting polio because she was a nurse. And she said, other people didn't get it. I must have broken a protocol. So she was very hard on herself.
She was hard on herself.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm just curious now. So how much of what you experienced in it with perfectionism and being hard on yourself was
Yes.
really yours? How
It
much
was
of it?
more, it was more of my mother's, I
Yeah,
really believe.
it's like 4% yours.
Right. That sounds
It was
absolutely,
96% your mom's stuff.
it was.
So
It
that's
was.
just an example for everyone here, how much we play out patterns that are not
Mm-hmm.
ours.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be your mom's, your dad's, it can even be great, great, great grandmothers,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
right? So we play
Mm-hmm.
out those patterns until we clear it this way at the brain soul level.
Yes.
So we don't have to
Yes.
clear it anymore. That's why this is so beautiful, because it does get you back to being 100% your soul's truth. So all of these words, we got fear, injustice, grief, um, serious, perfectionism, insecurity, lack of control, anxiety, sadness,
Mm-hmm.
overwhelm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then we say, was that a liar, thief, or fraud?
Mm. Yeah, for me, it seems like a thief again.
I got the thief too, yeah.
Okay.
And then we say, good job. And then we say, did
Mm-hmm.
it kill, steal, or destroy? And I get the word destroy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
destroyed your hope, your
Yes.
freedom, your comfort to have, your peace, your security, fulfillment.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, my.
When you were 4, anything you took on from your mom.
Say that again, please, Louise.
Yeah, yes. So I'm going to say I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about anything that happened when you were 4 and any of the energy that you took on from your mom at that time. We release it now, let it go, allow you to be free, to be 100% your soul's truth, right? To be pain-free, to exercise again, to have healthy cells in your whole body, to feel focused both inside and outside and feel balanced. And show up in love, good and bad, right and
Yes.
wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
Thank you.
You're
Wow.
welcome. Awesome. Hey, you're glowing. You felt that, didn't
Yes.
you?
Well, and that's what I felt. The thief took my radiance. I saw the picture of the 3-year-old and then the picture of the 4-year-old. And I've obviously done a lot of work. And here we are. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
thank you.
beautiful. You're
This
welcome.
is,
So what we did is we did the R equals releasing. Okay. So now
yes.
we want to put the new program in. And the new
Okay.
program has to do with codes in the energy field. They're numbers.
Okay.
Numbers is the universal language. It actually speaks to your energy field.
Interesting.
Think
I've
about
never heard
how,
that
oh
before.
man, I love these numbers, I have to tell you.
Okay.
And it does look funny when you first like hear this, see it, but people feel it, so it's really about feeling it. And I can do this on Zoom. Here we are on, both audio and so you'll hear it even in the podcast, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're watching it on YouTube. I'm going to have Georgena say those intentions that we wrote.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do these codes around your body and your field.
All right.
Okay. So we're putting the new program in. We're upgrading you to Windows 14 today.
Yes.
Or a Mac Pro.
Okay. Sounds like a wonderful plan.
Does it sound like a good plan? Awesome. So I'm going to have you say these. Say, I am pain-free.
I am pain-free.
On the right side of my body.
On the right side of my body.
The right side of my body is vibrant, alive, and peaceful.
The right side of my body is vibrant, alive, and peaceful.
And I am walking 3 miles a day.
And I'm walking 3 miles a day.
I exercise and I enjoy it.
I exercise and I enjoy it.
I tell myself every cell in my body.
I tell myself every cell in my body
is happy and divine.
Is happy and divine.
I feel loving and grateful.
I feel loving and grateful.
And focused on my outside self.
And focused on my outside self.
I am balanced, both internal and outward awareness.
I am balanced, both internal and have outward awareness.
Excellent. And I show up in love.
And I show up in love. In love as love.
In love as love. I love that. Yay. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to balance polarity. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the right hand and put it on the left shoulder. So we're crossing in front of us, and then the left hand on the right shoulder. So we're making like a cross in front of your body. Your arms are crossed. And we hold this for 12 seconds. And then we're going to switch.
Good.
So this balances the right and left side, the polarity in your body, the masculine, the feminine, the yin and the yang. Then we're going to switch and put the other arm on top. Good. And your face is already changing. I often have people take before and after pictures because you'll see like the lightness and the stress go away. And
my body feels so different.
Does it? I don't know if you can tell the pain in your back yet. Is that?
I can. It's the pain in my back is gone. As it wraps around in the front, it's just this big.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. It'll be even better after this. So here I'm going to say these numbers and these codes, and I'm making circles with my hands around your body, different parts. Think of these as spin points. Instead of acupuncture points, they're in the energetic field. They're called spin points because I'm
Interesting.
Spinning. Okay. So I'm going to go down your left leg. This clears stress. 2-3 love. 5-3 forgiveness. 6-5 choice. 9-2 freedom. 4-2 greater love. Then we're going to come down your front. 4-2. I think I'll have you say these. Say, I have positive self-worth.
I have positive self-worth.
2-2. Say, I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
4-4. I choose to live in joy.
I choose to live in joy.
And 6-2. I choose to live by the higher laws.
I choose to live by the higher laws.
Excellent. 1-4-7 on your back side. I'm going to have you look at my X.
Okay.
We're just going to see an X. I put my arms up so you could see an X, and the code is 4-5. Okay, good. And then 9-6, 9-6, 8-6, 6-8, 3-9, 26 complete cycles, 5,859 times. 2-8, 23 complete cycles, 2,623 times. 3-7-5, 3-7-7, 4-5, 8-6, 4-6-9, 4-6-7, releasing trauma, 10-5-7-8. 2-8-7-7-5, and the shock 1-2-3, placing with peace 5-2. 5-11, 37 complete cycles, 87,357 times. 2-8, 24, 32 times. 4-2, 2-2, 4-4, 6-2, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Hey,
Amazing.
isn't that amazing?
Yes.
I know,
Yes. You
considering
don't
I
need a
don't know my
nap, do
phone
you?
number. I know those numbers, but I don't even know my own phone number.
Oh, that's hysterical. Great.
I'm going to have you say the last one again. Just say I show up in love.
I show up as love.
And we're going to lock it in. So the way we lock it in is I have you clasp your hands together and put them above your head.
Okay. Like
And
this
you
or
can do it
like
either
this?
like this or like this.
Okay, I'll do this.
Okay, and so our hands are above our head. This is called the lock. We're locking in
Okay.
those goals. And if
Okay.
I was with you, I would try to pull your arms down and you would just stay strong.
Got it. I
Okay,
can feel the strength in my arms.
you can. Good job.
I can.
Okay, then you can rest your hands. Okay,
All
then
right.
I'm going to have you cone your fingers on your right hand, like make a little one,
Yes.
and then make a circle in front of your heart.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to say 2-2.
2-2.
I choose to succeed.
I choose to succeed.
And then tap your belly button 8 times. And
Got it.
that locks it in. It's like a lock that locks it in. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel so much better. And I want to tell the audience today that I really had no idea we were going to do this. And yet this is the best demonstration of a very unique synergy. You have put so many things together to create this amazing healing system.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you for
very
being
much.
our surrogate for your audience here too,
You're
Georgena.
welcome.
And I'm glad that you're feeling better. And I hope that people listening also, I often hear that. People are like,
yes,
the thing you did, I feel better too.
Exactly. Yeah, because so many of these things are universal themes that people have of guilt, perfectionism, and other things. They're universal themes.
Absolutely. I see it a lot. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
that's amazing.
That was beautiful. So thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
Absolutely.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was just wonderful. And I see we're almost out of time. So I'm wondering, how may people experience your brain system?
Yes. So you can go to my website, brainsoulsuccess.com, and there's a brain assessment there. It says a brain soul assessment. Click on that button, and then you'll fill out like 3 or 4 questions, and I'll get that in my inbox, and we'll schedule a call so we can start looking at what you need to do, to break through in your life. What's your next step?
Oh, that's absolutely wonderful. And Louise is going to be our featured podcast guest in our July newsletter. And she has a retreat that's coming up. So we'll put some information about her retreat in our newsletter as well.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. You'll get to learn these codes.
Wonderful.
When you have these, your life changes. Yes.
Good. Well, thank you so much for the gift of coming this day and for illuminating the aspects of grief that you shared with us, and this, very, very speedy shift that I experienced. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You're beautiful, Georgena. Thank you so much. And thanks for the good work you're doing in the world.
I love what I do. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.